Hey everyone, we are about to embark on a highly anticipated, long overdue family vacation. Normally when we go on family vacations, we take a whole bunch of photos and maybe a video or two here or there depending on where we're going, what we're doing. But this time we're going to be doing quite a bit of video for several reasons. Number one, none of us are getting any younger. And before this one is out of school, we thought we'd capture some memories that we can look back on later on. Another reason why we're taking video is this is our first big road trip with the Tesla. So I'm going to capture that. If we've got some friends, family, or even some YouTubers out there that are thinking about getting an electric vehicle and are on the fence about whether or not to make that decision, hopefully this will help you out with that. Another reason why we're taking a whole bunch of video is we're going to be doing not just a bunch of driving, but we're going to be going to some pretty cool destinations, some pretty scenic destinations. So I want to capture that on video too. So we are about to leave. Our trip is going to encompass 6 states. So we're in Nevada. We're going to be going over to Utah, up to Salt Lake City. Then we're going to be heading over to Idaho for a few days to visit my parents. And from Idaho, we are going up to Washington, up into the Seattle area, and then over to the northwestern part of Washington. Going to be going down the coast, and then we are going into Oregon, along the coast of Oregon, a couple spots over there. Going to be hitting the northeast corner of California, and finally coming back to Nevada. So I am estimating at least 2,500 plus miles. So it should give us a pretty good idea of how the Tesla performs on a long trip. We've already taken it on one trip recently up to Reno, Nevada, where my daughter had a volleyball tournament over there. So we are about to leave. It is Saturday morning, the 10th. It's about 8:05 a.m. So let's get started. Okay, so we programmed in our first stop, our first supercharger. We are going to be going from Henderson, Nevada, all the way over to St. George. Distance is about 134 miles. They're estimating about 2 hours and 19 minutes to get there. And we should have about 26% battery left by the time we get there. So before we go, we're going to go get a quick bite to eat, and we'll be on the road. the way out of Las Vegas, we had to make a quick stop. We got a nice warning on the screen saying that our tire pressure system needs service. When we left the house, I aired all the tires up to 44 pounds, but I forgot that as you get on the freeway and you get hot, they start getting hot, higher pressure, so I need to let a couple pounds out of each tire. Hopefully I brought my tire pressure gauge with me, so hopefully we'll get that fixed. So we made it to St. George, Utah, and we are now supercharging. Over at St. George, it's a 4-stall supercharger. There's one other Tesla here, and she's getting ready to leave. Yeah, she's getting ready to take off here shortly. We did air up or decrease the tire pressure on the tires, and it looks like the air just went away from the trip to Las Vegas to here. The error code has been flashing, so hopefully that reset it. We lowered the tire pressure down from 47 down to like about 44, so that's working out good. So I never really got to show you guys the car. So this is Cargasm. It's a 2015 Tesla 70D, and as you can see, I have replace the wheels and tires on the car with some Nietzsche 21-inch M116 wheels, and the brake calipers have been redone, as you can see. Had a place called Wheelworks that did the calipers. They came out to the house, jacked up the car, probably spent about 5 hours sanding them down and putting a primer on them, painting them. They asked me what kind of font I wanted on the calipers, white or black, so I chose white because it stands out a little bit better. Overall, I think they look good. Okay, so one of the other things we did to the Tesla is spend some money, and we got all the windows tinted with a ceramic tint. So the side windows on the car are a 75% tint. When we went and had it done, they had like a heat lamp on one side, and then they had the different kinds of tint that the tinting place had available. Out of all the different kinds of tint that they had, this one cut the heat by, it was just dramatic. You could almost not even feel the heat lamp. So all the side windows, the back window on the car, have all been done with that tint. And because Las Vegas gets so ungodly hot, we had the front window done with clear, and also the sunroof is done with clear as well. I thought that was better than buying the shades for the car. The shades, in my opinion, look kind of tacky, and this way you can still look out your sunroof, still look out the front window, no problem, but it cuts all the heat out. And as you know, if you're driving a Tesla, or maybe you don't know, when you got the air conditioner running high, or if you've got the heater running high, it sucks a lot of the juice from the battery, and it will affect your overall range with the car. At this supercharger directly across is a Starbucks, and right next door to it is a Mexican restaurant. I believe it's called Fatty's, if I recall. Let's see. Yeah, so that's there.
There's Egg and I behind you.
There's Egg and I to the behind us, and then right across the way is a movie theater, which we ended up going to because my daughter and I had to use the restroom. So anyways, we got here at 10:35, so that's 2 hours and 30 minutes to make it to the first stop. We would have got here a lot quicker. However, stopping to get some food, some burritos, breakfast burritos in the morning, that took a little bit, and then also stopping to mess with our tire pressure took a little bit too. And the tire pressure indicator, like I mentioned, has gone away, so hopefully that stays away and we can be on our way here shortly. So our next stop on the way up to Salt Lake City is going to be, let's see, Beaver. Oops, I'm hitting it too fast. Beaver-UT. Okay, so Beaver-UT. Let's zoom in here. And we're going to look for Superchargers. Beaver-UT. So it's only 93 miles from St. George. And as you can see right now, we will have -6% when we arrive at Beaver, so we need to keep charging. And we have about 20 more minutes of charge time. However, I don't like to leave right when the system tells me I can leave. I like to give it a little bit of a buffer. That way we have plenty of juice by the time we get to our destination. Also, if you tend to go a little bit above the speed limit, which autopilot will let you go 5 miles over the speed limit, it'll utilize your juice a little bit quicker too. So we're just going to let it charge and chill out and relax for a little bit. So it is 1:43 p.m. and we made it to the Beaver-UT Supercharger. It was about 105 miles, and it took us I don't know, 2 hours or so. Well, since 11:13 is what it says. And we had about 39 miles left on the battery. We are charging now. So in Beaver, Utah, there is a 4-port charger. This is what it looks like out here. It's very windy today. So 4 chargers. And right next door is a Chevron gas station. And a Dairy Queen. And then right next to that is a Quality Inn. So if you wanted to stay the night here, you probably could, no problem. And there's a car wash. Not too much further down the road is a can, I think, I'm not sure, Mexican food restaurant. And then right in front of our face, see it, is a Timberline restaurant. So the car is behaving well. It is super windy. So we're going to plug in our next location. So we're going to go to the map and we're going to type in Salt Lake City and see what supercharger it tells us that we should be navigating to. It looks like Nephi-UT is the next stop. So we're going to be charging here for about the next 25-30 minutes. So we'll talk to you then. Alright, so while we're charging in Beaver, I thought I'd show you guys what all we got going on for electronics and gadgets and how we're charging them. Got the GoPro 3 up front that we're using to record the road and scenery along the way. I'm using a Panasonic FZ1000 as my camera to record outside the car. Got the iPhone going, and then my daughter and my wife both have iPhones, and what we're using to charge everything, if you guys can see that, is right there is a Rapid X charger, and that goes into the cigarette lighter, and it has 2 ports in the front. And then let's see the back. Let's see the back. Pull that out. So on the one on the back, it's got 3 ports. So if you've got kids or people sitting in the back seat that have electronics, they can plug up to 3 devices into that to charge. And it charges as fast as the device can possibly take a charge. As you notice, I am not utilizing the USB ports. I'm not sure if you guys have watched other Tesla videos, but the USB ports do not charge nowhere near as fast as the cigarette lighter. It has a lower amperage. So take a peek online. I think we got our Rapid X through Amazon.com. Do you remember how much it was? No, don't remember, but it does work great. It does charge the phone extremely fast. And then for the iPhone mount that connects just to the right of the touchscreen, I'm using a RAM mount, and it allows for the phone to either be put in horizontal or vertical alignments. So that works great as well. So we've got about 20 minutes left in Beaver to charge before we head out to Nephi. Speaking about charging, I like to go above what the trip is telling us that we should charge to. I always try to go about 20% over, just to give us a little bit of leeway. So, if, like I said, if you're running the air conditioner or the heater in your car, if you're going over 75, which we've been going 80 this whole trip, if you're going against the wind, if you got a headwind, or if you're going uphill, all these are variables that will affect your range. So it's always a good idea to charge a little bit more. It doesn't take too much longer, you know, wait an extra 5 minutes or so, just to kind of give you peace of mind and allow you to make the trip as quickly as you need to. We are about 71 miles outside of Nephi, and for whatever reason, the freeway has come to a crawl. There's a couple highway patrols that are telling everybody to get over from the right lane to the left lane. So not exactly sure what's going on, but we are now at a crawl. Prior to this, we were cruising about 83 or so miles an hour. It's an 80-mile-an-hour speed limit. Had it on autopilot, and we were just cruising. So now we are just chilling out. We have, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile on the map where it's red. I'm not sure if there's an accident up here, if there's something on the road, but we are slowing down.
Cows, something. Oh, construction. They're actually working.
How about that?
No, there's guys in the road. Construction in the road.
So they've had orange cones for about the last 5 miles, but Now they're gonna say that there's construction. I don't ever get that, why they have cones for miles and miles and miles, but then they only have a small section that they're actually doing work on.
There's another cop up here too. Nope, there's an accident.
Is it?
There's a tow truck. Trailer or something. Yeah. Big accident. Out in the middle of nowhere.
So I'm going to put it on autopilot. If you've ever been in stop and go traffic and you're constantly starting and stopping and starting and stopping, this is where autopilot really shines. Once you put it on autopilot, it maintains whatever distance you set. Right now I've got it set to 2 car lengths, and I've got it set to 83 miles an hour, which is what I had the speed at before, but it's only going to go as fast as the car in front of me, which right now is 15 miles an hour. So I can take my foot off the brake or the gas, excuse me, the accelerator. It's not gas in an electric car. And let the car pretty much drive itself and maintain a safe following distance. So I am not driving at all, it's doing its own thing.
Oh, no, it's construction. Excuse me. Or somebody lost their load. How about that?
Look, it's bad.
They're transferring loads.
Alright, so I'm going to take it off of autopilot because that is done. Alright, so the road is back up. Got about 71 more miles to Nephi Supercharger. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we just got to the Nephi Supercharger. It was about 115.6 miles. We averaged 307 watt hours per mile. And it took us an hour and 29 minutes to drive 115 miles. We were averaging about 83 miles per hour. So the Nephi Supercharger is 6 stalls. And it's right off the freeway. Right next door is a Texaco convenience store. They've got a Burger King just on the other side of the Texaco. Across the way is an Exxon. Right across the street is a Subway. Lots of gas stations, obviously, right off the freeway. There's a Chevron. And then right in the same parking lot as the Tesla Superchargers are the J.C. Mickelson's restaurant. You can't see it from here, but on the other side of the restaurant is a Motel 6. So pretty convenient, a lot of stuff around this area. So the tire pressure monitors on the car are still showing an error. I thought it was being overinflated, but I dropped the tire pressure all the way down to 41 pounds for each tire. And then I did the TPMS sensor reset several times. Turned the car completely off. Try to do every reset I know how to do, and it still is giving the error, so not sure. It's not affecting anything really. It's just annoying to see it on the dash. So this is the last supercharger that we will be at until we get to Salt Lake. So one of the other new things when you're navigating to a supercharger now, not only does it tell you directions on how to get there, but it also shows you, depending on how many stalls there are, which stalls are being occupied. So this is a 6-stall supercharger, and for whatever reason it's a little bit behind on its refresh because it's showing that there's three cars charging, and it actually will tell you which bays or which stalls that the Teslas are charging in. However, this is old information. There should only be one car charging, which is mine, and it should be in the second from the right stall. So, and then also when you click on the actual supercharger, it should tell you like what amenities or what services are close by. You know, so it shows restrooms, a place to eat, there's hot coffee close by, a place to sleep, and there's Wi-Fi, which is a really good addition to what they used to have, which was none of this information. So I thought that's pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to charge it for a little while, and then we are going to make the last leg of the day, which is from Nephi to Salt Lake City. And then we will be checking into the hotel and going and getting something to eat. And I put my ladies in charge of the food on this trip. They like to watch diners, drive-ins, and dives, and they were in charge of finding cool restaurants for us to go eat while we're on our trip. So I think we're gonna go do some Mexican food tonight. So yeah, talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, say something.
Hi, we're at the Red Iguana off of Triple D. We're gonna check it out.
They
You hungry?
say on TV it's pretty good, so I'm ready to judge them.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
Are you hungry though?
I'm starving. We
Say
haven't
yes.
eaten real food for like a while.
Are you famished?
Pretty much.
Right on. I'm hungry too.
Yeah.
So somebody passed out right as we were walking up to the restaurant. We got like a 30-minute wait and they passed out. Yes, there's all these people waiting to get inside this restaurant. So we are waiting to be seated outside the Red Iguana. I caught a glimpse of the most awesome pool and hotel facility. I'll show you guys real quick. So here we have the All-Star Travel Motor Hotel.
Yeah, so let's sit up there.
With the awesome pool right there. And then we got the big monster pool next door. That's even better. Notice the lack of water. Probably hasn't been used in like 15 years. But damn it, the decorations look cool. And that's all that really matters. What do you think? You think we should have stayed here?
Yeah, I think we should have stayed here. Because our hotel stinks. At least if we get drunk off margaritas, we could just walk next door.
No doubt. Just crawl next door.
Right?
So we checked into our hotel and we went and had dinner at the Red Iguana. We are going to do a quick supercharge for the evening. So that way we don't have to worry about charging tomorrow morning. We could just go straight from here to Tremonton. And that'll be the next supercharger for tomorrow on the way to visit my parents up in Idaho. So at South Salt Lake City is the Tesla shop here, and over there we have a 10 stall supercharger. Very nice. And as you can see, there's all kinds of Teslas here. They've all got their lights on for the evening. A couple Model X's over here. There's a 90D right there. And there's a P90D. Very nice, very nice. Yep, they look good. This is the one with the white interior. Very nice. So we are gonna charge up and then we're gonna try to go to, believe it or not, a Catholic church. I saw it online. It's called Church of the Madeleine. It's got really gorgeous interior architecture, really nice stained glass. So head over there after this and see if it's open so that we can take some video inside there. All right. Catch you in a little bit.